Welcome to the French Girl's Guide to Food. We are making authentic French food here, which means simple, healthy, and delicious. I'm doing herbe de Provence roasted chicken. We're doing drumsticks with vegetables and a broccoli slaw on the side. You'll absolutely love this dinner and you'll make it in no time. Let's make this easy from the very start by lining a casserole dish or baking sheet with foil. This will help us with cleanup later. And to this we're going to add our chicken. Our drumsticks, I have chosen 3. This is perfect for one person with some leftovers for the next day, or up to 2 people. If you have a hearty eater, I would do about 2 drumsticks each, otherwise 3 is perfect. Let's do a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil for each chicken that you have in your dish. And then we will cover up our chicken with herbe de Provence. And herbe de Provence is a mixture of lavender and oregano and other herbs to create this really amazing seasoning, and I use it quite often. And now we will add about a pinch for each chicken of our famous salt and pepper blend. A nice hearty pinch would be best. And then we'll add our vegetables. I've chosen fresh Roma tomatoes that I have actually already peeled. And in addition, I have chopped about a half of an onion, and we will chop this very coarsely or as chunks, and we'll add this to the dish. This really enhances the flavor of all of the ingredients that we're adding to this dish. Finally, I have a 1/4 cup of white wine. I'm using Chardonnay right now, but you can use Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc, whatever white wine you have. And then we'll cover this up. This will lock in all of the flavor as we get the cooking process started. And to start that cooking process, we've got 375 degrees already warmed up here, and we'll leave that in there for about 15 minutes. And we will uncover the chicken and we'll put this back in our oven for another 5 to 10 minutes to crisp up the outer layer. What I absolutely love about this recipe is how universal the concept can be. Change up the chicken and use fish or a different kind of protein. The herbs can be switched out for rosemary or a different kind of herb you really love. Don't forget the vegetables. You can always change them up and put different vegetables in the dish. Play with different flavors and see which one you like the best. This is a great base recipe to get started cooking if you haven't already. While our chicken finishes those last 10 minutes in the oven, let's get our salad together. We'll need a cutting board, and underneath I've put a wet paper towel down, and this just helps your cutting board from sliding around. It's a really great trick if you have a really slippery surface and want to keep it in place. We'll start with our bowl that we're actually going to serve our salad in, and we'll start with the dressing. A tablespoon of Dijon mustard, 2 tablespoons of cider vinegar, and a teaspoon of honey. And to this, a 1/4 cup of olive oil, extra virgin as always. And we will stir this vigorously, but of course carefully so you don't wear any of this dressing. And then we'll add a hearty pinch of salt and pepper blend. We'll mix this up, make sure all of the ingredients are thoroughly mixed together, and put it to the side. Let's take some fresh basil. We need a good 1/4 to 1/2 a cup of fresh basil, and we'll bunch this up relatively tightly into a little ball, and we'll coarsely chop it with our knife. Let's take our cutting board and the wet paper towel underneath away, since we don't need this anymore, and we will add our basil to the dressing itself. Now here we have our broccoli slaw. This is actually something I purchased. I talk a lot about cutting corners in the right places, and this is one of them. There's no need to spend all this time chopping, making sure all the vegetables are perfect. Go to your local store, find something similar. In this mix, it's broccoli, carrots, and cabbage. In a mix that you may find in your store, it may be something different. Either way, go ahead and use it, and it's a great corner to cut. We'll toss everything together with our basil and our dressing, and we'll actually allow this to sit for a good 5 to 10 minutes to allow all the flavors to macerate and actually soften the vegetables slightly. All right, we are all ready to plate this bad boy. We've got our salad as the bed for our dish. Our chicken is out of the oven. It's cooled for just a couple of minutes. We'll go ahead and put that on top. And this dish is just for me. It's pretty hearty, so I'm just gonna add one of the tomatoes as well, just to give it a little bit of garnish, a little bit of look, and a couple of these onions too, since they're nice and soft. A perfect lunch. Pretty good for dinner too. Just in case I missed anything, check out the description below for the full recipe for this dish. And don't forget to leave me a comment and let me know how everything went. Thank you so much for watching the French Girl's Guide to Food, and as always, à votre santé.